Hello everyone, Marisa Galisteo here. Today's video is gonna be a little different. Why it's gonna be a little different is because I wanna share with you a little summary on a book that I just finished reading. Actually finished listening to it in Audible. And the book is called The Five Love Languages by Dr. Gary Chapman. And it's a very famous book. It's been, I think it's like 16 million copies have been sold all over the world. It's been translated into like 30 something languages. And it's a book that I don't know how I did come across this book earlier, but things happen when they need to happen. So this is when it happened. And five love languages. So what are the five love languages? So this doctor, he's worked with hundreds and thousands of couples throughout his life. And he discovered that there's five ways that we human beings like to be loved. And if the person who is loving us is not loving us in the way we want to receive that love, we are not going to see that that person is loving us. So it's very important that we discover what is this love language for each one of us so we can share it with our partner. And then our partner may choose, hopefully, to love us the way we want to be loved. So what are these five love languages? The first one is words of affirmation. The second one is quality time. The third one is receiving gifts. The fourth one is acts of service. And the fifth one is physical touch. So you may find that all of them resonate with you, but there's always one and sometimes two that are kind of like on the top, that are really like the ones that resonate with you. So let me just tell you a little bit about each of them. So words of affirmation. So words of affirmation has to do with things like, if you say about your partner, she's a great mother, she's a great swimmer, and she cooks fantastic, she makes fantastic food, things like that. So words of appreciation. And that's one that, sometimes if you haven't been born in a family that does that, that's going to be totally new for you. And it's a new language that if you really want to, like if your partner's primary love language is words of affirmation, and you want to make sure your partner feels loved by you, it will require that you learn this language as if it was a new language. And it might take some time, and it's going to require patience on both sides. Quality time, second one. So quality time has to do with doing things together and giving your partner your undivided attention. I'm looking at my notes. It could be looking at each other, taking a walk, and so sitting down together watching TV might not be quality time because you're watching TV, you're not really talking, looking to each other. So you may not need that, but maybe your partner does. Maybe your partner's first love language is quality time, and then again, if it's not for you, it would be a language that if you want for your partner to feel loved by you, you would need to learn to express your love in this way that your partner really needs. And there's a lot of exercises and that the author gives to for the couples to do, or you can do them together. And he has demonstrated that with only one person starting to do the process, the other one will come online at some point as well. And it really is an expression of unconditional love. about you choosing to love your partner the way your partner wants you to love him or her, without expecting that he or she is going to do that for you. So it's truly unconditional love. Now, receiving gifts. So the gift is a symbol, right? It's a symbol that you thought about your partner and you got to express it, and you purchased that gift, or you made that gift yourself. You made that object. Um, some can be expensive, some can be totally free. Um, and the person whose primary love language is receiving gifts will be moved every time you give him or her a gift. Okay. By the way, I want to mention the concept of the emotional love tank that the author talks about in the book. So every person has an emotional love tank. And if your partner doesn't love you the way you want them to love you, you can't fill that tank yourself, and it will remain empty, and you will get burnt out and will want out of the relationship. So it's actually really important that if you really want to have love be present in the relationship, that you learn what is the primary love language of your partner, and that you learn that language and start using it regularly with your partner, so that to fill their love tank. The fourth love language is called acts of service. And this has to do with doing things to serve the other person. It could be cooking a meal, changing the baby's diaper, vacuuming the floor. So, this is, again, it's just another language that if you are not good at it, you can always learn it. You can always learn any of these languages, like learning a new language. It's going to take some efforts, definitely, but you can. And if you're motivated by that, your partner is going to feel happy, and then that's going to rebound with you as well, obviously, if your partner is happy. And the fifth one is physical touch. So there's people who were born and in a family or into a family where people didn't touch each other. They didn't show love that way. And if that's the case for you, you may not have learned that. And again, it could be a language that entirely you need to learn. And you can start with like a simple touch in the shoulder of your partner, like something really simple, and then grow it and expand it from there. So there's a lot of gold in this book. I really enjoyed listening to the book. And now I can't wait to sit down with my partner and start to do some of these exercises together. And I'm pretty sure what his love language is and what mine is as well. But I still want to go over this again and be sure. So there's some exercises that he mentions to do for how to discover your primary love language. For example, actually, I'm going to share this with you. Ask yourself the question, what does your partner do or fail to do that hurts you most deeply? The opposite of what hurts you most deeply is probably your love language. Another question you could ask is, what have you most often requested of your partner? And then here's another one here. In what way do you regularly express love to your partner? That might be an indication that it would make you feel loved as well if your partner would do it to you. Now, also another question you can ask is, remember when you were both at the beginning of the relationship, when you were both deeply in love and in the high of being in love, what did he do or she, right? What did he do or say that made me desire to be with him or with her? And also, there's another one that you can ask and write it down. If I could have the perfect mate, what would he be like, or what would she be like? And depending on what you write that down there, you will start to see what might be your primary love language. Let's see. Oh, I like this. There's a game that the author, invites people to take on, and it's called the tank check. And it says that at the end of the day, when you come home, ask your partner on a scale of 0 to 10, how is your love tank today? And if your partner responds with any number below 10, even if it's a 9, you're going to ask, what could I do to help you fill your tank right now? So this is really, really, really great. Also, I love it that he talks about love being a choice. You can't make anybody love you. Love is a choice. And let me just see what he said here. I wrote something down. I want to make sure I share with you. Oh, here. Love is a choice and can't be coerced. Criticisms and demands. In the middle of criticisms and demands, love can be expressed. If we choose to love, expressing it in the way our spouse requests, our partner requests, will make our love most effective. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something, and I definitely recommend that you get a copy of this book or you borrow it from a friend. And I love the Audible version because I can listen to it. I don't have to read it. And just really, I definitely recommend it and enjoy. Thank you so much for watching.